Have you ever faced a situation where you had to confront a woman in denial? This is a scenario that many of us find incredibly challenging. Confrontation, as we know, is not an easy path to tread. The potential discomfort, the fear of damaging the relationship all contribute to make this task quite intimidating. Let's consider a real-life example to illustrate this challenge. Picture a mother in denial about her child's drug addiction. It's a situation that calls for intervention. But how do you approach it? How do you break through the walls of denial without causing irreparable harm? How do you navigate the emotional minefield and still maintain the bond of trust? These are questions that many of us grapple with. It's a delicate balance, trying to initiate a difficult conversation while also protecting the relationship. The challenge is real, and it's something that many of us face in our daily lives. Finding the right words to say can be like walking on a tightrope. Before you can effectively confront denial, you must first understand it. Denial, in psychological terms, is a defense mechanism that we all use to reject or ignore a reality that is too painful or uncomfortable to accept. It's like a safety blanket that shields us from the harsh winds of an unwelcome truth. Picture this. A woman is in a marriage that's falling apart. The arguments are more frequent, the distance is growing, yet she insists everything is perfectly fine. She's not blind to the signs, but she chooses to ignore them, to deny the reality of her failing marriage. This is how denial operates. It helps us cope with distressing situations by creating an alternate reality. A bubble where everything is as we wish it to be rather than as it is. Understanding denial can help us approach the situation with empathy and patience, because only with understanding can we begin to pierce the bubble of denial with kindness and compassion. So how then do we confront a woman in denial? What is the right approach? Well, the art of constructive confrontation is a delicate balance. It's not about pointing fingers or assigning blame, but about expressing genuine concern and offering support. Let's take an example from real life. Imagine a friend, let's call her Jane, who's in an unhealthy relationship. Her close friend Sarah notices the signs and decides it's time to step in. Sarah starts by expressing her concern. She doesn't say, "Jane, you're in a bad relationship." No, she says, "Jane, I've noticed you've been upset a lot lately and it worries me." This approach is gentle and shows Jane that Sarah is coming from a place of love, not judgment. Next, Sarah uses non-accusatory language. Instead of saying, "Your partner is treating you badly," she says, "I've noticed that you seem unhappy after spending time with your partner." This way, she's not attacking Jane's partner directly, which could put Jane on the defensive. Finally, Sarah offers support. She assures Jane that she's there for her no matter what. She doesn't try to force Jane to leave the relationship, but she makes it clear that she'll stand by Jane's side, regardless of her decision. This is the essence of constructive confrontation. It's about helping the person see the truth for themselves, rather than forcing your own perspective on them. Remember, confrontation should be about building bridges, not burning them. Timing is everything when it comes to confrontation. Picture this. Your friend is already having a bad day, and you decide to confront her about a sensitive issue. The conversation is more likely to escalate rather than resolve. The right time and place can create a safe space for open, honest dialogue. A well-timed confrontation can foster understanding, instead of creating further discord. So don't just rush in. Take a moment. Evaluate the situation. Choose your timing wisely, for it can make or break the conversation. Confronting a woman in denial is not an easy task, but it is not impossible either. As we've journeyed together through this topic, we've learned that understanding denial is our first step. It's crucial to recognize that denial is a defense mechanism, a way to cope with uncomfortable truths. Next, we've delved into the art of constructive confrontation. It's not about pointing fingers, but about opening doors to dialogue. It's about framing the conversation in a way that allows her to feel heard, respected, and safe. We also talked about timing. The right moment can make all the difference. It's about choosing a time when she's ready to listen and you're ready to speak with kindness and understanding. But remember, the goal is not to force acceptance. It's about initiating a conversation, a dialogue that could lead to understanding and change. Remember to approach the situation with empathy and patience, for change takes time.